about the victims that were offered in the sacrificial system, we find Moses writing this: whatever has any defect, you shall not offer, for it shall not be acceptable on your behalf. And whoever offers a sacrifice of a peace offering to the Lord to fulfill his vow, or a free will offering from the cattle or the sheep, it must be perfect to be accepted. There shall be no defect in it. Those that are blind or broken or maimed, or have an ulcer or eczema or scabs, you shall not offer to the Lord, nor make an offering by fire of them on the altar to the Lord. In other words, the priest that offered the sacrifice had to be without blemish, and the sacrifice that he offered also had to be without blemish. Now let me ask you, why did you have to have a priest without blemish and a victim without blemish? Because, as we're going to notice, this pointed forward to the fact that Jesus was going to officiate his own sacrifice. Many times in the book of Hebrews, we're told that Jesus offered himself a sacrifice. But in order to offer the sacrifice, he had to be an unblemished priest. And he also had to be an unblemished sacrifice. And in all of this system in the Old Testament, God was foreshadowing the gospel, the fact that a perfect priest and a perfect sacrifice would come in the future to live the life that human beings should live and to die the death that human beings should die. But folks, none of these sacrifices actually took away sin. Legally, no one was saved until Jesus lived his perfect life and died on the cross of Calvary. Now you say, weren't people saved in the Old Testament? Yes, they were. Do you know how they were saved? By seeing Jesus Christ in their sacrifices, the Jesus that would come in the future. In other words, they were saved by looking at the sacrifices and seeing in the sacrifices and in the priest the future coming of the Messiah. They had faith in the Messiah. We are saved in the same way, only we look back to an accomplished fact. But both groups, Old Testament and New Testament, are saved by the same Jesus. In the Old Testament, they were saved on the basis of the promise. Today, we are saved on the basis of the fulfillment. But none of those ceremonies in the Old Testament could actually remove sin legally. Only could they be removed because they had faith in what Jesus would do. And that's the reason why in Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 4, we're told, for it is not possible that the blood of bulls and goats could take away sin. Now we want to come to the times of Christ. You see, we've looked at the gospel from different perspectives. We've looked at the gospel plan established in the ages of eternity. We looked at the gospel as it was announced to Adam and Eve. We've looked at the gospel as it was foreshadowed in the sacrificial system. Now we want to look at the fulfillment of this gospel promise. You see, the fulfillment of this promise was when Jesus Christ decided to leave the courts of heaven and come to this earth and live the life that all of us should live, in perfect obedience and harmony with the law of God. And then at the end of his life, after living a perfect life in harmony with the law of God, to take upon himself the sins of all of the world and make payment for all of those sins.